The Egyptian government has announced that 14 out of 25 joint ventures have qualified for the right to participate in the Suez Canal development project. The winner will receive the final contract in October and will have 9 months to submit an initial plan for the project. The project entails massive development plans, including the construction of the 4 new seaports in the 3 provinces surrounding the canal, a new industrial zone west of the Gulf of Suez, and a technology valley in Ismailia, which will host several technology projects. It's definitely a huge developmental project for Egypt. And for this topic, we're joined with Dr. Ali Bassyouni, is the member of the former advisory team of Suez Canal Development Project. I'd like to thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Hello, Dr. Ali. Thank you very much for being with us today on my cruise. My first question will be about the development project of the Suez Canal. Do you think it was a step too late by the government to be taken right now?
Yeah, too late. I was team leader for this project from the end of 1999.
Yes.
And these projects, the government didn't apply it. And then, as usual for many projects, it kept them in shelves until Dr. Assam Sharaf, when he was the former Prime Minister, he held a meeting to discuss these projects, how can implement these projects, and it took several steps forward in order to take solid steps for implementing the projects, because we see this project is, I can say, it's a dream. It can move Egypt economically forward, yes, many steps ahead. But we didn't get enough time, and then Dr. Assam Sharaf, we formed the advisory team for the government, and we worked with the former cabinet for many years, yes, for many months, and we didn't achieve any results. And we went through several debates, and we had to resign last April, Dr. Assam Sharaf and I, from the advisory team in order to change the passage of the current of the former government concerning these projects.
Yes, yes.
And I think now the current government are taking serious steps, but I would like to say 2 things. Suez Canal has a lot of duties, yes, taken care of. This project will add a lot of burdens to Suez Canal. We suggested before that we should form an independent authority to be responsible.
Will add burdens to the Suez Canal.
It's a lot of burden to Suez Canal. It is not its one of its main activities. It's another activities which Suez Canal has a lot of activities, daily activities to take care of. This project is not part of its activities. So at the beginning we announced and we mentioned several times that these projects should be belongs to independent authority, just like the High Dam. We call this project is the new High Dam, because it will achieve a lot of economic result to Egypt.
Yes.
And in the meantime, we don't have enough time for another choosing one from the 14 alliance and then wait another 10 months. We don't have time for this.
We don't have the luxury to wait.
We don't have luxury for time.
To establish a plan. And the second question comes towards the plan itself. Why didn't we have this plan in place within the proposals throughout the tendering process? I think part of the tendering process should include the company's plans.
Yeah. If you look back, there is a complete master plan for the area, which is conducted by a just firm called DHV. The DHV, they design a complete master plan for Port Said East. It should be implemented at once. We don't have luxury for time.
Yes.
If you want to expand forward to Sharqiyya or Sinai, you can do that later. But we have to implement these projects now. And at Suez, northeast of Suez Gulf. This takes sometimes for further studies.
Yes.
But we have start forward to implement Port Said East.
Yes, Dr. Ali, we know that the Suez Canal Development Project is, as you said, concerns 4 or 5 different governorates, North Sinai, South Sinai,
almost 5,
Sharqiyya, Ismailia, Port Said, and of course Suez.
Yeah.
What are the effects regarding these governorates and not just the Suez Canal itself?
I don't see any reason to expand to such extent. We will look forward to Suez Canal corridor. The southern pole, we call it the Suez, and the northern pole is Port Said, and the middle, the Technology Valley in Ismailia. It needs sometimes the Technology Valley, but Port Said is east. In the near future, we should conduct further studies for the Sinai projects.
Yes.
The World Bank advised us 7 or 8 years ago that we should implement at once the project of Port Said East. And this will move Egypt forward economically. And we didn't take any actions concerning this. And we will wait another 9 months for another studies and another 1 or 2 years for implementing civil works. We don't have luxury for time for that.
So when do you expect a return of investment or the ROI would start appearing? Like you mentioned, 9 months for the plan, we're still in the tendering process, so it means almost a year, and then 2 or 3 years for implementation, which means that the ROI will start like in 4 or 5 years?
Exactly, or 3 years. But Port Said East is almost ready. The studies needs almost little tuning for some studies, some statistics, and then tenders, I think, are ready. And we implement Port Said East and then look forward for Sinai and Sharqiyya.
Yes.
And I don't know, we discussed this project with Dr. Assam Sharaf, former Prime Minister. We hope that we can put this project under independent authority, qualified person for that project. I think different views will be taken in consideration.
Yes. Dr. Ali, what were your main concerns regarding such a development project during the rule of former President Mohammed Morsi?
Really, I don't like to speak in politics, but the legislation
regarding the project
framework,
itself, what were your main concerns?
The legislation framework, they do it, was denied. We refuse it, all the parties, we refuse it, because it has many defects. It will not be helpful to the projects. So they make some reforms and then the joint revolutions